Hey everybody, it's Nathan Zadworny. Welcome to Effortless Converting Content. I'm really excited to be able to present this program to you. It's a very unique program, training, and I think that for the right person, if you take this method, you apply it, and you run with it, it's going to increase the quality of your content, the quality of the content to be able to affect your readers, the virality and the engagement potential of your content, and ultimately bring you more leads, more engagement, more sales, more income, better business. So it's a very exciting program. So let's get started. As you know, this is Nathan Zadworny. I'm an internet marketer and have been on and off now since about 2014. I started creating information products in late 2014 and have been doing it now since then, almost for 3 years. Another thing that you need to know about me is that I am a content marketer by day. I have a full-time job as of this recording as a content marketer. I've been doing that for about 5 years. I do content marketing for a number of different businesses, so I have a couple of different clients. And one other thing that you may not know about me, which plays heavily into the effortless converting content formula, is that I'm also a certified life coach, certified qualified hypnotherapist, and a master NLP practitioner. NLP stands for Neuro Linguistic Programming. Think Tony Robbins, but, without the big room and the millions of fans and the millions of dollars. But similar techniques to what Tony Robbins uses in order to coach people to success. So when you combine all of those three elements, the coaching, the content marketing, the internet marketing, you end up getting something like what we're about to share today. So let's just take a quick look at what the method is. Over the next hour or so, I'm going to be sharing with you a simple way to generate endless ideas, and I'm talking literally endless ideas, and turn them into multiple kinds of content. We're talking about posts for your blog. We're talking about YouTube videos. We're talking about short, Facebook lives or tweets or Pinterest pins, or long form content like podcasts, courses, trainings, whatever it might be for you. This simple framework can really be expanded endlessly, and it's really, really great in that way. The best part about it, in my opinion, is that it just can be used in so many ways. So another good thing about it is that the ideas are generated effortlessly, like I've said, and the content is fresh, it's engaging, it's original. All right, so I've used this method successfully now to create pieces of content that nobody was expecting in my niche, nobody was expecting in the other niches that I work in. It's fresh, it's engaging, people really, really enjoy it. It's multifaceted. It touches people on an emotional level. It touches people on whatever level you want it to touch. It engages with people on many different levels. And the best part about this formula is that it all comes from you. It increases your authority, building your brand as to who you are as a content provider or internet marketer. This means that you don't have to outsource content anymore. This means that you don't have to worry about creating content that you're not happy with anymore, or that you think could be better. This means that when you use the effortless converting content method, you're going to be really, really proud of the content that you create, and you're going to love doing it, and you're going to want to keep on doing it. I know I'm building this up quite a bit, but I really, really think that it's awesome. And I know that it not only works for me, but it works for a lot of other people too. So anyway, let's dive into why I'm so stoked about this and why I think it works so well. Basically, authority and internet marketers like you and me, we always need a steady supply of fresh, original content for our blogs, for our social channels, for podcasts, etc. And for a lot of people, coming up with ideas under pressure can cause procrastination and frustration with the end result. If you feel rushed, or if you feel like you have to create content under a deadline, if you're sticking to a schedule of creating, 3 pieces of content a week, or perhaps a piece of content every day, you are often going to feel like, where you're under the gun. And maybe that causes you to procrastinate, or maybe it causes you to kind of tighten up, or to put something out that you're not as happy with, just simply because you want to keep to that deadline, keep to that structure. The effortless converting content formula is relaxed, it's energizing, it's even therapeutic in a way. And the best part about it for me is that it's actually really fun, and it helps you clarify and expand your niche topics and strengthen and grow your voice at the same time. So not only will you find your niche, the amount of topics available to you in your niche to create content on gets wider and broader, but the way that you approach them and the way that you speak about them, convey your ideas about them, is going to be with a stronger voice, with a richer, more complex, deeper voice as well. So you're going to actually be growing your brand, strengthening and reinforcing your brand, and bringing more people to you as a result of the larger topic base and the stronger voice. So the end result is compelling, exciting content that gets more engagement, followers, fans, leads, and sales. And my experiences prove this. 1.5 million, visits to one of my blogs, thousands of people showing up for my clients' events, all over our province of British Columbia, thousands of dollars of personal product sales for me as a result of the content that I create, the emails that I write, the videos that I have created, the sales letters and courses that I've created as well, all using the effortless converting content formula. So let's dive right in to the method. So let me just back out here, and I'm going to zoom in here on the method. Now, the method is a preparation and 5 steps. The preparation hopefully will be pretty simple for you. It's a 2-step preparation, and it's very basic internet marketing, niche marketing things. You need to know your audience's problems in order to really, really do this content. So if you don't know your audience's problems, you need to be doing your research. If you don't know what the core issues are for your audience, the pain that they're experiencing, the desires that they have, the wants and the needs that they have, and the things that they're trying to fix in order to move ahead in what they're doing, you need to get out there and do some research, folks. And I can't do that research for you here in this method, because you might be in a completely different niche than I am in. I'm in the internet marketing niche, and I know the problems of the internet marketing niche, and that's why I created this product, because I had this method, and I know that people have problems with organic traffic, they have problems with free traffic, they have problems with keeping their content marketing campaigns going. And I had this method. I thought this was a really good solution for those folks' problems, but I wouldn't have known that if I didn't know that this was a problem for them. So you really need to know your audience's problems, and if you don't, you need to get out there, onto the forums, onto Quora, onto Reddit, into the Facebook groups, and do your research. All right. You also, in addition to knowing your audience's problems, you need to know your job as well. Your job as a marketer, and ideally as a marketer that is looking to gather leads, to make sales, and to engage and grow an audience, is to remind them that they have problems. Reinforce the fact that they have those problems. Bring out the details of those problems. Even to a certain extent, agitate these problems. I mean, we are talking about free content here. We're talking about blog posts. We're talking about YouTubes. We're talking about podcasts. And I mean, you want to engage with people on the level of their problems in anticipation of the solution that you're going to provide for them. Now, this is not about getting in there and stirring up the pot every single time that you create a piece of content, but you need to convey to folks that you are aware of who they are, of what they need, and you're able to show that to them in an exciting and entertaining and maybe unique way. You also want to be able to demonstrate that you know these problems in a way that shows that you have the authority, you have the knowledge of what their problems are, you know the market, you're able to enter the conversation that they're already having in their head, which I don't remember who said that. It could have been Dan Kennedy, it could have been Gary Halbert, one of the famous copywriters, but that's what you're doing with this method, is you're entering the conversation that they're already having in their head about their concerns, their problems, their desires and wants. You're going to also do this so that you can demonstrate your authority, but also your humanity. The way that you create content using the effortless converting content system or method, formula, whatever you want to call it, is a very humane way. It not only shows people that you know what their problems are, but that you're able to connect with them on a human level too. And you also need to know that your job is to inspire them to take an action. Whether that action be to leave a comment on the blog post, leave a comment on the YouTube, download this, free gift, enter your email here to sign up on the Squeeze page, or buy my thing. You want your content to be able to inspire them to take some kind of action as well. So you need to know your audience's problems, and you need to know what your job is when you're creating the content. Okay, so let's move on to step 1. Step 1 is very simple, and it's going to be very scary for a lot of you, but you're going to sit down and you're going to free write 500 to 1,000 words every day. You're going to sit in a chair or on a sofa. You're going to open up your laptop, or you're going to pull out a pad and a pen, and you're going to free write 500 to 1,000 words every single day. And I recommend that you do this at the same time of the day, every day. I prefer to do this the very first thing in the morning. What I like to do is I get up early, I put the coffee on, I meditate 15 minutes, I grab my coffee, I sit down and I open up my laptop, and I use a specific program that allows me to write freely 500 to 1,000 words every day. And now some people do it longhand. Longhand is about 3 to 4 pages. You can do it, with that pad and paper, old school, if you get a better feeling for doing that. Or you do it on your computer and you use a program that will count and save your words. We're going to get into why you're doing this in a moment, but I wanted to just give you the quick method here. You can use a word processor like Word or Google Docs or Pages, or you can use an app like Scrivener, Evernote. I prefer to use 750words.com. It's a really great little program. I think it's $5 a month, and it just keeps your words safe. It tracks how many words you've written, and you can go back and page through it, or you can download it right there. I just like the program. Now, why are you free writing every day? Well, free writing is a very, very simple but deep formula that once you sit down and you start to write, but you're writing without any clear intention in mind, you start to engage certain parts of your brain after a little while, where the ideas are stored, or where the unusual thoughts are stored, or where certain connections are being made that you don't normally make in your sort of day-to-day humdrum, make the breakfast, go to the job, feed the dog, walk the dog kind of day or kind of life. You're not using your conscious mind when you're free writing. Eventually you get to a point in free writing, usually around the 500 to 700 word mark if you are focused on it, where things start to really get interesting. and they really start coming up with, you start making new connections, different ideas, different things start to pop up. So this is exactly what I would like for you to think about and to do as you're doing your free writing. You're going to sit down with a pen and a paper, and you're going to write everything that comes into your head without stopping. You do not worry about spelling. You do not worry about grammar. You don't worry about whether you're in a good mood or a bad mood. You don't worry about whether you're feeling kind of cranky or you're feeling blissed out and happy to take on the day. You don't worry if your coffee's cold or, if you haven't had breakfast yet. You don't worry about anything. You just write. Or if you're worrying, you write about what you're worried about. You don't judge what you're writing at all. You just write. You engage with your thoughts. You engage with your emotions, whether they're good or they're bad, whether they're exciting or they're boring. You just write without judging, without thinking. And you've got to write as if it doesn't matter what you're writing. This is the funny thing about this. When you do free writing, you're going to be getting some very cool ideas, very unusual ideas that maybe you'd never thought of before, or that maybe, you had never considered before, but you've got to write as if none of that matters. You've got to write without stopping as well, even if all you're doing for a little while is writing, I'm not writing anything, I don't know what I'm writing, I don't know what I'm writing, I don't know what I'm writing, because then eventually your brain starts to engage that more subconscious part of your mind, and you stop working with your conscious mind and you start working with the deeper parts of your mind, because there's a conscious part of your mind and an unconscious part of your mind. And when you write without stopping past, say, the 500 word mark, your unconscious mind, that deeper part of your mind, starts to take over. And that's why you've got to write continuously without judging, as if it doesn't matter what you're writing. Okay? Now, once you've written about 1,000 words, and I would really, like when I said 500 to 1,000 words every day, I would really push for 1,000 words every day. It's really important to get right in there and to get that lower, that deeper, that richer part of your mind going every single day. Once you've got 1,000 words, review what you wrote without judgment. Have a look. Read through everything, have a quick look at everything, and you want to notice thoughts, phrases, or ideas that just kind of strike you as important, that maybe touch something emotionally or twinge something, or make you look at the world in a slightly different way. It doesn't even matter if it relates to your niche. It doesn't even matter if it relates to what you usually write your content about or create your content about. What matters is that it's an interesting idea. It's something unusual or important or different or profound in some way. It doesn't matter. It can be anything. Memories, crazy concepts, personal confessions, all of it is potential content. So don't censor yourself in this part. This is free writing, which means that it's got to be free. I hope I've stressed that enough. It's going to be a little unusual and a little bit hard for some of you to be able to let go in that way. But you really want to let go in that way in order to achieve what we're talking about. Now, you might be asking, or you might be saying to yourself, but Nathan, I don't write. I don't blog. That's not what I do. I create videos, or I'm a podcaster, or whatever that might be. None of that matters at this stage. You write. You write, and nobody has to see the writing. It doesn't matter if your handwriting is, you consider it ugly or childish or maybe you have spelling learning disabilities or whatever it might be. As long as you can write and you can read what you've written, you need to put pen to paper or hands to computer. There's something about that connection between the brain and writing that really, really brings out the richness. After say around the 500 word mark, things start to get deeper. All right. And you've got to do this every single day so that it gets easier and it gets better. Okay.